Hi, my name is Lorenz Portalatin, and welcome back to my channel. If you're currently indoors and you are being quarantined, and you are an actor or you're trying to get into the acting business, this is the perfect opportunity to update your resume. If you have no experience in doing a resume, that's okay. We're gonna break it down step by step on what you should add, what you should avoid adding, and a format and a template will be provided for you by me. Let's get started. The first thing I do whenever I'm looking to create a new resume is to try and find a template that I like. Usually I try to look for Pages or Google Docs, but I normally can't find anything, so I just start with making my own template. Luckily, you'll be getting your own from this video. So the first thing I do is change my template name to my first name, my last name, and then acting resume. That way I know exactly where it is, and then when I send it out for future auditions, I'll be able to send it and not worry about what it says, whether it says blank 3 or whatever. I start my resume by going into the document setup and starting at the very top margin. This will include all of my important information that starts with my first and last name. If you've been wanting to change your actor name to something that is not your legal name, this is the perfect opportunity for that. Underneath that, make sure to put a phone number that you can be reached at for callbacks or casting, and then underneath that put an email address. I highly recommend having an email address that is just for your acting stuff alone. It'll make your life easier, promise. And then if you have an actor website, include that underneath there. Make sure to adjust the size of your name to large enough that it could be read from a distance, but not too large that it's kind of assaulting on the eyes. So just make sure to play with that. Next, you'll need to include all of your additional info. This will be your height, weight, union, non-union status, hair color, eye color, vocal range. Not every community theater asks for this information, but it's good to have it on your resume. It is totally up to you if you want to keep it on your resume or delete it off the template I give you. The next section of your resume will be the most important. It can be divided into several different sections depending on what kind of actor you are. It could be stage, film, live events, concerts. It really just depends on the type of performances that you like to do the most. For the purpose of this video being simple for someone trying to get back to basics with their resume or create their first one, we're just going to stick with stage, film, and special skills. For the stage section of your resume, make sure to include your show name, the character you play, and the theater or director that you worked at or with. This next section of your resume will inevitably take you the most amount of time just because you will have to know every show name, know the name of each character you played, whether you were a lead or featured, or if you were an ensemble character. Also getting the name of every theater and director you work with. I highly recommend that you take a look at the website of the theater or of the director because you do not want to be that person that doesn't know how to correctly spell the name of the theater they worked at or of the director they worked with. Trust me. This next section will be almost the same, but it'll be any film or commercial work that you've done. Make sure to put the film name, the role that you played, whether you were a lead, a featured extra, or you had a name as a character, and then make sure to include the production company name as well as the director name. Again, make sure you spell all of these things correctly. It's kind of embarrassing to go into an audition and look over someone's resume and say, oh, they didn't spell, okay, interesting. It's just something that we pick up on, so pay attention to that. The little things do matter. If you've gotten this far and you are almost done with your resume, great job. If not, and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, then take a break, pause this video, and then go and write down on paper all of the information you now know that you need for this resume. It's already kind of stressful and time consuming to do this anyway. Once you create your resume and you get started, it'll be fine to keep it updated. But the first creation of your resume is usually the most stressful, just because you're figuring out what kind of information you need to include, as well as you want it to look perfect, so it can just be overwhelming. In this training education section, you will include any degree that you have, whether it be in acting, dance, or musical theater, that could be relevant to your onstage performance, as well as any classes, master classes, improv, or training that you have been a part of. Now, the final section of this resume will be your special skills, and I will actually be sharing a special skills list that will help you figure out what are the best skills to put on your resume. This section of your resume will be the most unique, just because this will include a lot of your hobbies and things that you do outside of the theater that make you an interesting person. So anything that you like to do outside of the theater, make sure to include it, especially if you do it really, really well. But also make sure to never lie. If you say that you have a special skill, you should be able to prove it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was super helpful for you. If it was, please make sure to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment letting us know how this worked out for you. Thanks!